Hey everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino, back for my post-market wrap-up on this lovely Fed day. Really lovely. We have a lot to cover, and I'm going to try to put this together in a way that makes some sense. Wednesday, June 13th, 2018. Okay, let's start off with this. First of all, I don't have to wear a dunce cap for the first part of my segment here. And what am I referring to? You remember I had said if I got it wrong with regard to what the Fed was going to do, I was going to wear a dunce cap. Well, at least I don't have to do that. The Fed did raise the federal funds rate 25 basis points, like I said. For the most part, this was priced in, but there was a surprise to the market. And that's what I want to focus on here. And the market reacted in a way that I didn't think it was going to. And that's for the second segment, but I'm not going to wear a dunce cap for that. Let's go over what happened. So earlier today, stocks were trying to put on some gains. I did take up a small position on SPY earlier, made a little profit there, got out. Then here comes the Fed announcement. So again, we got the hike. I got that part right. Now, something spooked the market, if you noticed. Once we got this hike, bonds just bled off big time. Just a big sell-off occurred, which means maybe the market wasn't expecting this. I mean, if it was priced in, you would expect to see nothing happen. So bonds started bleeding off. Then, just like some kind of a miracle, as Powell started to talk, I mean, it was all just garbage. Did you listen to it? I listened to most of it. Some I couldn't even hear because no one's asking this guy anything meaningful. It's all scripted, and it's all the same story. Oh, yeah, you know, we're data dependent, and we're watching the markets, and we're seeing what's going on here, blah, blah, blah. It's all crap. So it's almost useless to listen to what comes out of his mouth. However, as this man was speaking, as it was speaking, remember I referred to him as an it this morning, some mysterious entity here got in there and started buying those bonds. You want to see what this actually looked like? It's very simple. In the link in the description of this video, click on that. It'll take you to my website. Look at the bond market chart sitting right under the chat room. You can see the big sell-off in bonds, which pulled stocks down with it. And then you can see where they started buying up those bonds. Stocks gained at that point. I took a small position on the Qs at that point. Held it for literally about 10 minutes. I was on the phone with Greg Hunter, as a matter of fact, while that was going on. Anyway, I pulled out a big whopping $208 profit today. But I guess that's better than losing in this crazy volatile market. But does anybody find it kind of interesting, and seriously, that, you know, Powell opens his mouth, yeah, we're getting a rate hike, 25 basis points, bonds just rip lower, and then as he's speaking, some entity starts buying them up again to make sure that bleeding doesn't continue. Stocks moved higher. Financials led the way. I actually talked about this 2 days ago, 3 days ago. I said a rate hike would be good for the financials. Well, financials ripped up, and then financials started to sell off towards the end of the day, and the whole market actually got pulled down lower. The Dow Jones Industrial Average finished down about 113 points, I think, something along those lines. But we're going to need to watch how this plays out moving forward, seriously. The dollar today got weaker. Metals put on a slight gain. Cryptocurrencies got destroyed today. There's all this talk about possible rigging in the market. Again, this is propaganda. They do not want you or me in anything other than the dollar. You know that. So they're trying to get people out of cryptos, get them out of metals, which they've been doing for forever now. Unfortunately, cryptos have now entered the realm of precious metals here with regard to rigging, and if they got to start rumors, whatever they got to do to drive the price lower, they're going to do that. It's just so freaking bad. It's the truth. But let's talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow's important because there may be some money to be made here. You know what you should be looking at? The bond market. That's what I was looking at earlier today when I saw the bonds bleed off. Then I saw them getting bid up. I saw stocks started to gain. So that's why I took up that position on the Qs. Again, I didn't make a real big profit here for the day, but it was something. Watch that bond market tomorrow. If they get in there and they start buying up those bonds, you can expect stocks to move higher. Period. We'll see how that plays out as well. All right. So with that said, that's it. And we'll, there's a lot more I could talk about, but it's just too stupid at this point here. You got Powell talking about, oh yeah, we're going to raise 2 more times this year, but it's all data dependent. It's all data dependent. And then you get the imbeciles asking moronic questions with no bearing on anything. Seriously, I think towards the end there was one question about the yield curve, which I got really angry about earlier. I said, no one's asking this guy about the yield curve. They don't want to talk about it. They want to just, don't talk about the yield curve. We have a 12-point spread now between the 10 and the 30-year. It's unbelievable, people. It's unfreaking believable. I think there's someone at the door. All right, with that said, I'll see you tomorrow.